Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred is one of the most important expansions for the game so far. After months of updates and mixed reactions from players, expectations were extremely high. But the real question is, does this expansion finally fix Diablo 4, or is it just another decent update? Let's break it down. First, the overall reception. The expansion currently holds around 82 to 84 on Metacritic, which means generally favorable reviews. That already tells you one thing: this is not a failure. In fact, many critics consider it one of the strongest expansions the game has received. Now let's talk about the biggest strength: content. Lord of Hatred is not a small DLC. It introduces a brand new campaign, a new region called Scovos, 2 new classes, including the Warlock and Paladin, major system changes and endgame updates. This makes the expansion feel like a full upgrade rather than just extra content. The story is another major highlight. This expansion continues the dark narrative around Mephisto and Lilith and delivers a more emotional and focused storyline. Some reviews even say it provides a satisfying conclusion to the current arc. Compared to the base game, the storytelling feels more refined and engaging. Now let's talk about gameplay improvements. The expansion adds more flexibility through updated skill systems and new mechanics like crafting and customization. Players now have more freedom to experiment with builds instead of relying only on endgame grinding. This is a big step forward for Diablo 4's core gameplay loop. The new classes are also a major highlight. The Warlock, in particular, is getting a lot of praise for its unique abilities and build variety. It adds fresh gameplay styles that keep the experience interesting even for long-time players. But now let's talk about the problems. Because it's not perfect. First, endgame depth. Even with improvements, some critics feel the endgame still lacks long-term challenge compared to other ARPGs. This means hardcore players might still get bored after some time. Second, pacing and story issues. While the narrative is strong, some parts feel rushed or underdeveloped, especially with certain characters. So it's not a flawless story experience. Third, technical issues. At launch, players reported bugs, crashes, and progression problems. This is common for live service games, but still worth mentioning. Even the community has mixed reactions. Strong campaign, but some systems don't always land. Great content, but not enough for everyone long term. So while the expansion is good, it doesn't fully satisfy every type of player. Now looking at the bigger picture. Lord of Hatred feels like a turning point for Diablo 4. It improves storytelling, adds meaningful content, and fixes many core issues. But it still doesn't completely solve the long-term engagement problem. So what does all of this mean? If you already like Diablo 4, this expansion is absolutely worth playing. But if you were expecting a complete transformation, you might still feel something is missing. Final verdict. Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred is a strong and content-rich expansion that significantly improves the game, but it still falls slightly short of becoming a perfect long-term